Philippines emerges as the fastest growing economy in Southeast Asia, according to the Secretary of the country's Finance Department. The government also said it aims to boost agricultural production to curb inflation. Cresilyn Catarong has the details.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. held a sectoral meeting with the Department of Finance, focusing on plans to sustain the country's economic growth.
The Philippines is recognized as the fastest-growing economy in Southeast Asia, poised to surpass its counterparts in East Asia and the Pacific, as announced by Finance Secretary Chief Diokno during a Tuesday press briefing at the Malacanang Palace. Diokno expressed confidence in the country's continued growth amid the anticipated global economic slowdown, echoing the sentiments of international financial institutions.
So even the international financial institutions agree. No? In fact, their outlook is that the economy, the Philippine economy, will grow the fastest. No? Globally, the economy will actually slow down.
Diokno, who was present during President Marcos' sectoral meeting, shared projections of a roughly 6% economic growth for the current year. He further emphasized an expected growth ranging from 6.5% to 8% for the remaining term of the president. The finance chief pointed out that the World Bank anticipates the Philippine economy to outpace its peers in East Asia and the Pacific. Comparing the performance of the Philippines with other ASEAN countries and China, Diokno highlighted the Philippines' 5.9% growth in the last quarter as the fastest among the surveyed economies.
Now, if you look at the performance of the Philippines compared to other ASEAN countries, including we included China here, we're the fastest growing economies in Asia. Okay, 5.9, that's the third quarter growth, and then compared to Vietnam's 5.3, Indonesia's 4.9, 4.9 for China, Malaysia 3.3, and Singapore 0.7.
Meanwhile, Secretary Diokno said the Marcos administration is actively implementing measures to reduce inflation, primarily by ensuring sufficient local production of essential goods. According to Diokno, the government aims to enhance production and bridge the domestic supply gap through timely and adequate importation based on preemptive supply and demand analysis.
So we are implementing these measures to make sure that we are able to mitigate inflation. So what are this? We want to improve the production and fill the domestic supply gap through timely and adequate importation based on ex-ante supply-demand analysis.
Diokno added that the Philippine government is closely monitoring market developments, utilizing remote sensing technology such as satellite imagery for maize and rice production. This technological approach enables the government to expedite responses to weather conditions and implement the plan to mitigate and adapt to the El Niño phenomenon.
So, with the use of the satellite, we can see gaano ba talaga yung nakaplant na corn and rice, so na-anticipate natin kung magkano yung supply. Now, we will fast-track the response to address the impact of recent typhoons and the implementation of the El Niño Mitigation and Adaptation Plan.
It is noteworthy that the headline inflation of the Philippines dropped to 4.9% in October from 6.1% in September. The Finance Department is optimistic about a continued slowdown in the country's inflation rate in December. Meanwhile, another positive development reported by the DOF is the Philippines achieving the lowest external debt-to-GDP ratio among the total debt of the country.
For God and for my beloved Philippines, this has been Cresilyn Catarong, SMNI News.